Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? Fire the forceful, guys. People are really up in flames about that. I'm sorry, that was, I did not mean to use that like that, but people are actually mad at the fact that some fans don't want to see a character like ridiculously reach these heights this quickly within a show that's barely been out. And because of that, people are just coming at everybody sideways, man. And it's actually kind of funny because it doesn't hurt my feelings that, if I say something honest about a show and I just want to tell you how it is, that if you're gonna get mad at me or not for it, that's hilarious to me. Like, you can get as mad as you want at me for being honest to you, bro. Like, it's cool. But to see a show where our main character has no real training, no real like actual crazy things that popped off within his actual battles, in the case of like him gaining strength after any of these battles, he's really just gone off of pure instincts on all of the fights we've really seen, besides whatever he's learned from the week or couple of days or maybe even just one day of training with his teammate Maka. So that's the type of thing that kind of had me not so much concerned, but it was a red flag in the case of, like, if the story is just going to allow a rookie who barely trained and got destroyed by someone who's a lieutenant, but then that lieutenant isn't... So, okay, so here's the thing. A rookie takes out a captain, but this rookie can't even touch the lieutenant that trains him. So does that now mean that we have a lieutenant that's beyond captain level? You know what I mean? And that's what I was pretty much... not what I was. That's what the show pretty much showcased with this weird jump in power. Like this weird... him taking out a captain relatively easily and in, one episode, like record time of taking out someone who's supposed to be a big boss. So that was my like problem with it overall. But once I saw that it looked as if they were going to give us something in the grand scheme of like there was going to be a struggle, there was going to be a crazy battle. To be fair, the main character already had felt this ability used on him, so I guess he could have had, for some odd reason, a thought process of how to beat it, even though when he went inside he didn't have much information on this ability until the girl literally tells him about it while she's doing it to him. But the problem with all of that is, or the problem that I saw kind of in my eyes and my brain fix itself for that, is because the way she became a captain wasn't by going out and fighting every single day of every single night to become this strong woman who has full control of her power. As we saw as a kid, she had full control of multiple, pretty things that seemed hard to make. Like you literally had to change the flames and all that stuff into this, precise flower, and that's how she was just getting down easily as a kid. So if you're telling me that, oh my god, did I just one hit combo this? Oh no, almost. If you're telling me that after seeing that you don't believe she was already very powerful enough to do something like that, then that doesn't make, you know what I mean? Like, she was already strong as a kid all the way up to where she was, but her strength didn't increase. Like, she could all of a sudden make a tree. She went from making flowers to a tree, like a tree. She didn't make multiple of those trees. She only made one. And the only reason why she became a captain was because of the research she was providing, ushered in her like evaluation. Like, it pretty much felt like because of what she was learning, because of the knowledge she could give them, because of all this, all she wanted was to be a captain. And because she wanted to be that captain, because she wanted to be someone like that, they gave it to her. She probably couldn't beat maybe any of the other captains that didn't do that type of approach to get where they are, like a researching, learning about all these things because you're tampering with flames as something that you do just to do it, you know. All of these things are why the show gives me the thought process that there's going to be there or this week's episode gave me a better thought process of who's gotten to where they are and how. How did you get to this position? How did you wind up being, the person that you are in the position that you are? Look at all of these lieutenants and tell me that you don't think these guys could, probably one of these guys could go into the 5th or the 8th and maybe wipe out their whole squad. I mean, you can't tell me that they can or they can't, because now we have a rookie that took out a captain. And so what can their captain do? What can their lieutenant do? What can, you know what I mean? Like, now we have to look at all of them differently just because this rookie could pull this off in this show. But are we also going to give this main character not the benefit of the doubt of plot convenience? You know, like, I need to defeat you. Oh, the show made it so, you know, like, that's just how some of these, like, writers get down sometimes. And I don't agree with it, but at the same time, sometimes you do it because you have to get to the next part of the story. You have to get some type of because in this case it was the information that we needed. They had something that we actually needed, and because they needed to win to get it, they just won, you know. And if they lost, they might have not have been so understanding when it came down to this whole, oh, let's just do this, you know, this eating food. And, you know, we did a training session with each other's squad, so that's what we'll call it off. Like, there's no way she would have probably wanted that if she won, right? She probably would have wanted, like, the people who attacked them kicked out, or, you know, some crazy stuff. So that's where my mind goes when we get these instances of them working together is going to play a big role within the organization of these firefighters, because not only do they have to now think about, like, hey, there's 2 squads that could be working together, scheming together, building together, and all this other stuff, and what if their influence starts to reach out to more? And what if there's actual people out there that, you know, the first unit knows they might not even have a chance to fight unless they team up? And then you see the first unit's actual power, and you're like, oh, maybe they don't need to be afraid of anyone. We got a person who can suck up fire into a musical instrument. That music then cools off the fire, but uses the steam and, like, all the stuff left over as a weapon, like pretty much making ice, making a cooled out form of ice. And I thought that was pretty dope. I thought it was pretty cool. And I'm like, wait a minute, that means this guy, if there isn't a limitation to how much he can absorb in that instrument and then spit out, he's broken. We got the other guy who just dodged all of the shots, and he looks like he's in the Star Clan. He's one of the Black Star family members, so looks like they are living well and good. It's good to see it. So the best part is, too, it's like he's the Black Star that meets a kid that he's optimistic about. Like, for instance, Corona. Like, once he actually started to like Corona, that's what he feels like the whole time this week's episode. This guy that has the star eyes, like, he feels like that, oh wow, you could be amazing, you could be this, you could be the person that helps me get stronger. Like, it seemed like he was going to go there, you know. Like, the reason why he loves to fight and do all that stuff is to see if his talent matches up to new talent. Anything new coming in, oh, I gotta see if I can do good against it. And if he absolutely destroys it, then wow, I'm still great, you know. Like, there's still nothing out there that's came and surpassed me in any way, shape, or form. So some people just have that mentality, and Black Star definitely would have fight any single new person including the Reaper's son. So I see this guy fighting anybody just to see, you know, their true strength and for himself or something along those lines. But seeing the main event, seeing the main man himself that I truly wanted to see, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy, even though I don't understand what the heck this guy did this whole fight, but hey, whatever. We see the captain of the first fight, and boy, did he really need to just look so cool while doing it, man. Like, holy crap. Not only does he not take any damage, he also makes sure to pretty much not even move from his initial spot. This man stood still the whole time. The one attack that he threw that wasn't a defensive stance or like a defensive step was him stepping forward towards our main character, and somehow that absolutely hitting him in his gut and sending him flying. Yeah, I can't make this up. He literally stepped on the ground and somehow it hurt our mans. So actually hype. Actually hype. That was really cool. Not only that, we get to see that Excalibur, something that can cut steel. He runs up and tries to cut this man, the captain, since it was a 2-on-1, and absolutely gets snuffed out. Like, there was no way for him to do anything but lose. And that was crazy to me. That was actually probably gonna be one of my best highlights of like this whole show, until this eye patch guy probably goes against the other eye patch. Eye patch versus eye patch. I'm telling you, that's gonna be a hype fight. Eye patch on eye patch. It's one of the craziest gang rivals out there, but it's one of the best things you could see on television. But yeah, with all that being said, everybody, I hope you have an amazing day, night, evening. Fire Force, I hope it gets great for everyone to watch it, and I hope that they actually give this boy like a crap ton of training, because if you go and watch any other like shonens, these characters train. Like, these characters get beat on, these characters get destroyed. But to be fair, this man has been called the devil feet like this whole time. Like, he's pretty much the devil in some type, shape, or form. So kind of like Blue Exorcist, he's just naturally more gifted with these abilities because of maybe his upbringing or something along those lines. I'm not sure, but I can't wait to see what they can do with the story convenience of, you know, making this stuff not only just make sense, but look good while making sense and be dope while making sense, you know. So we'll see how it all plays out. I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I'm your boy, the Anime G, and I'll definitely talk to you very soon, actually. So with that, peace.